Hey everyone, this is Mr. Molo. Going to go over a quick video from homework from last night. So remember, you had to do 8 of these problems. So if you haven't done those yet, this video should help you out a bit, especially if you get the same questions. So for here, it says to complete the table, and then the row with the X as the input, write the rule. So this is probably the toughest part. It's kind of weird that they ask, in the fourth column to ask for the rule, but pretty much we're just going to say how much one ticket costs. So they give us some information here. 2 tickets cost $50, 7 tickets cost $175, 9 tickets cost $225. So we have to say how much one ticket costs. And the biggest issue that we had with this when we were doing it in class is people would forget the X. So pretty much all you have to do is look at the 2 and the 50. So we know if 2 tickets cost $50, that means I know one ticket costs $25. So I'm going to put 25x. Again, make sure you put that x in there no matter what it is. Otherwise, it's not going to be marked correctly. And then here it's asking how much 10 tickets cost. Well, if one ticket costs $25, that means 10 tickets cost $250. All right, same thing here. So now we're talking about muffins. And it even tells us one muffin costs $2.55. So I'm going to ask for my rule. I'm going to write 255x. And then in the last box, it asks how much 10 muffins cost. So 10 times 255 is $25.50. And then most of the rest of the problems are all the same. They're going to be asking about whether things are functions or not. So if you remember from class, we talked about mapping diagrams. That's the one with the 2 circles. We talked about graphs. We talked about tables. And we talk about ordered pairs, input and output. We talked about a little bit, and that was what determines whether it's a function. But the 4 ways they're going to show us the function are with those 4. And then remember, a function is when each input value is paired with only one output value. And remember, in class, we kind of said that as x's don't repeat. So here we're going to look at our x's. So I have 0, I have 7, I have 1, I have 9, and I have 7. So it doesn't really matter what the y's are. But I did say the number 7 twice. There's a 7 here in the x. There's a 7 here in the x. And then pretty much our only options here are yes or no. So I'm going to say since at least 1, remember, we're talking about the 7, but the 9 could be repeating, or you could have something else repeating, is paired with more than 1, the relationship is not a function. Okay. Same thing here. A mapping diagram contains 3 different input values, so 3 different x's and 4 different y's. Therefore, it cannot be a function. So it does not represent a function because at least 1 is paired with more than 1. Another example here, the 6 is paired with the 2, the 5 is paired with the 3, the 7 is paired with the 3, and the 11 is paired with the 8. So this is where they try and trick you. So the 5 and the 7 are both paired with the 3, but remember, all we care about is if the x's are repeating. And in this case, the x's aren't repeating. There's a 6, there's a 5, there's a 7, there's an 11. So when it is a function, you're going to select each input value is paired with only one output value. Therefore, the relationship is not a function. Is a function. So those are going to be the only 2 options you have. Each, only one is a function, or at least 1, more than 1, or not a function. So you pretty much got a 50-50 shot here. Here, this is the ultimate not a function. The 7 is repeating over and over again. The 7 goes with the 0. The 7 goes with the 9. The 7 goes with the 4. The 7 goes with the 3. So this is pretty much the worst example that they can have because at least 1 is paired with more than 1, so it's not a function. Same thing here. I have 58, 22, 37, 15, 44. It looks like none of those are repeating, so it says each one is paired with only 1, so the relationship is a function. Here I have 14, 9, 24, 34, 9. So it looks like the 9 and the 9 are repeating, so at least 1 is paired with more than 1, so it is not a function since my 9s are repeating there. Then last one, same thing in the graph. Remember I said to pass your pencil or finger. I drew a line when we did these examples, and we have to see if any of them are repeating at the X line. So it looks like at 68 we're good, but once we get to 70 and even 71, it looks like we're repeating. There's 2 dots in the X line. So if I were to list this point, I would say 70, probably 163, and I'd say 70, maybe 177. Again, doesn't matter what the Y is, but I'm saying 70 twice, and that's my X's. So my X's are repeating. So at least 1 is paired with more than 1 output value, so the relationship is not a function. So there's a quick recap of your homework from last night.